Let's chat about thermal mass.
You look through the glass, it won't last if you stay too long. The weather's burning hot, but summer's lost its way to you. Nice.
Alright, so this is where I need some help. I've done a lot of research into thermal mass and I sort of understand some of it. I'm not going to say I'm an expert in it or anything like that. There's a lot of other stuff I've also been researching, so this was kind of the least I did the research on. I did more on stuff like the garlic and you know, different crops that I grew throughout the year. So I'm kind of lacking as far as it goes to thermal mass knowledge. But I found these for a really good deal, so I had to pick them up. In fact, this was such a good deal, I thought I was only going to get 2 of these. And he had 3 sitting there, so he goes, well, go ahead and take the other one too. So I got 3 of them for the price I thought I was going to get the 2 of them, which was a really nice price for them. So now the big question I got for you guys, hopefully somebody can help me. I'm going to put all 3 of these in here, because I think that's obviously going to be the best chance to have a good thermal mass, is if I put all 3 of them in here. So here comes my question.
On everything you know. As you talk over the day, the sun goes away and shade does fade. I know this is not a way to be afraid of everything you know.
Whenever they invent smell-o-vision, this would be an awesome thing to have before. I just cracked these guys open. Woo, man, the pickle smell is strong with these. So it's my understanding that it'd be better to have these up off the ground a hair, so that they don't use the ground as a sink, right? So that it's not taking the heat from the barrel and trying to transfer it down through the ground, which would be bad and not do what I want it to do. So I have this area here wide open, right? I was gonna start with 1. Was my original intention. Was I'm just gonna throw 1 in here, see what happens. I had a white barrel and I was gonna have to paint it, and then I was thinking about it. I'm like, well, if I can find some more of these black barrels, it'll probably be better, being that it's already black plastic. I won't have to paint it. I feel like that's going to be stronger for attracting the heat. So I got them in here. 2 of them for sure I'm going to put in here. I have a debate whether I should put them here against this wall over here, 2 of them, and then put the 3rd one like right over here. Now the question I have is, do they need to be touching, or can they be in separate areas and still be effective? Or is it more effective if they were a big giant wall all attached and together? Because if I'm going to do all 3 of them in here, my idea would be of actually taking this table and moving it forward just enough to put these behind it, and then having all 3 of them just on that back wall there. The only thing is they are a little bit taller than my window, which is fine because it's really just a vent window. It's not like it's anything else. So I could just lean it out when I want to and lean it in when I need to. In the winter it's closed, in the summer it's open a little bit. So if I put them back on this back wall and I put them up, I can actually build another countertop, I guess you could say, workspace on top of them, because I'm not going to be opening these or anything like that. So I could build a little something to put over top of it to use them as a workbench. So good for seed starting, because not only will they have the sun from the top, but they'll actually be sitting fairly close to these. So I'm thinking a little bit of that heat would be coming off of them as like a bottom heater for the seats. I think I'm making up my own mind here, guys. I think that's probably what I'm going to do, is I'm going to put them along that back wall, and yeah, that's probably the best idea.
Burning hot, but summer's lost its way to you. Nice, real nice fun has taken its toll on everything you know.
Alright, so measuring it out, if I was to move that bench 2 foot closer, I would have enough room in there, and I would have enough room that bench wouldn't touch my raised bed in here, which is good. That's kind of like what I would want, right? I don't want to have to mess with this raised bed I put in here. thinking that's probably going to be really the best option for it. Just thinking in my head like how I'm going to do this, but having the extra work shelf back here. So our normal one will have one that's slightly higher. Will be back here, putting all the seat starts on it and still having a workbench to be able to do other projects and things on. That really seems like the best option. I don't know if they need to be touching. That's what I'm going to do for sure. If they don't need to be touching, I can do a little more strategic mover in here and still have more open space, I think. Because if I put them back there, it's going to really limit my space down as far as like walkway and stuff like that, which kind of is a hindrance, kind of not. Like, it's not that big of a deal because I mean, I don't need to come in here and do jumping jacks or anything. I just gotta be able to walk in the middle of this thing and plant some seeds out, throw them on the shelf, then come get them and take them out and plant them when it's time. And being that I had the raised beds, whatever I plant in those in the spring, early spring, they'll just grow here. And it don't really matter if they bush out past the one side or not. That's not a big deal to me. As long as I can walk through the middle, that's all I really think I need to worry about. So I'm counting on you guys a little bit. Hopefully give me some tips and tricks on the best way to go about doing this. I'm also worried if these are touching the outside of the greenhouse. Is that going to make them cold? Do they need to be away from anything that's outside? You know, kind of like your dirt or your plants would be, because they'll get frost from just touching the screen. So that's another thing I'm worried about. And this is what I got right now. I got these little circle stones. I'm gonna put these down, set them on top. God dang those dogs, man. I tell you. You guys hear those? They're so loud. So I got that. So I got this nice, so what I got is this nice round stone. And I'm gonna put this down, you know, kind of level them all out, set my barrels on top of them. I'm thinking that would be good. I don't know if I should do the stones on the ground and then maybe put a board across all three stones before I put the barrels on it, like extra insulation from the ground, or if I can just put them right on those stones. I know on the ground there is that chance that, you know, it'll be into the ground and it'll take some of that heat down into the dirt, which I want to avoid because I want it to be as warm as possible in here. Alright, that's it. Oh, another project I thought of the other day, man. I was editing this video that I was working on the other day, and you guys see how bad that is? I'm not sure what happened there. It was a lot tighter last year because I went back and looked at some videos. I'm like, was it really that? Something that like shrank or soft? I'm not sure what happened. Maybe my greenhouse shifted a little. But you can see that air gap there. Guys, that's causing a lot of heat loss for me. So I'm going to get some foam to put around those doors so that when I close it, it has a better seal to it. That's going to be another project coming up. We'll be doing that real soon because if I'm going to have these heat sinks and they're going to work for me, I for sure need to make sure that this thing is as sealed as possible to not lose any of that heat that it might help generate. So a lot to do. The greenhouse has gotten a rough start for the year. It kind of fell apart a little bit, it seems like, as far as what the seams. I don't understand what I did here that I now have this giant gap here. So there we go. You know, I'm not an ace builder or anything, so this is going to be fixed. I'm going to be working on that next. That's my next big project, is making sure I can fix that. It's always something, right? Always something. Oh, alright guys, let me know what you would do with these. Would you keep them separate? Is that okay, or do they need to be touching? I'm kind of worried about that. I feel like that they're probably best off touching, and that's probably what I'm going to end up doing anyways. But I just want to know if you guys have any opinions, if you guys know a lot about thermal masses. Let me know anything else I need to know before I actually put these in place and fill them up, because once they're in place and filled up, I don't think we're going to be doing a whole lot with them. So, oh, that's it guys. We'll see you in the next one.